Welcome back, everybody. It's Drew. Thank you for tuning in. So in this video, we're going to get going on the Hobbyboss 148 scale FJ-4B Fury. This is one of the early Navy jets. It is carrier based and looked pretty interesting. So I picked it up off of eBay or online auction or something like that. So and take a look at the plastic. It looks really crisp. There's no flash at all in this kit. And in this video, we're going to get going on the cockpit and get it installed in the fuselage and see what we can do with it. So if you like my videos, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm having a lot of fun doing these. I hope you find them helpful. And hit that bell notification so you get reminded when I ever post a video. I will be doing this build in segments. So I'm a slow builder during the school year, and so I just break it up into little parts. And again, I hope you find it helpful. So let's get going. So I got all the cockpit parts taken off the sprue and just doing some cleanup, taking a look at what where things go, that sort of thing. Always good to test fit stuff, guys, and especially if you're new, make sure that things go according to plan, at least in the instructions. But sometimes you got to do a little cleanup here. I'm going to get going on the ejection seat. That's pretty much the first step. I'm just using some extra thin glue here to put the back part of the ejection seat on, and also the headrest and the seat. The headrest got a little fiddly, and also the uh, face shield pull handles on the top of the thing. Those are really fiddly. So just take your time. I was trying to squeeze out every last drop of the bottle of extra thin glue and realized I wasn't even getting it on my brush, even though I had extended the little brush there. And so find the time to switch out to a brand new bottle. So with the ejection seat built up, it's time to get going on the tub. So the side consoles are separate parts, and they just slide right in there. There is a locator pin. Um, and looking at reference pictures, these are black, so I guess you could, paint these separate, of course, but I wanted a good glue bond, so I went ahead and glued them on, and then you'll see in a little bit, once I put some black primer on it, I just mask over those and keep them black. So, yeah, so everything going together pretty good. Things fit really well in this kit so far, so hopefully that'll stay the same. All right, step one also has you build the uh, jet intake, and you put the halves together, and the cockpit is going to fit on top of that. As you'll see a little while later, I didn't kind of watch what I was doing and made a little mistake, but hopefully at the end you guys can give me some advice and how to take care of that. So stick around. All right, so I got everything built up in the cockpit, so I'm going to give it a coat of Vallejo primer and get prepared for the main color for the cockpit. And the main color for U.S. aircraft cockpits is dark gull gray. So I'm using this Vallejo model air color. Okay, let me pause here and show you the cockpit. I picked out some switches and with some red marker and white marker and some gray just to give it some life. The instrument panel is a disappointment. It's hardly raised at all, and when I went to dry brush it, it became a mess. The whole thing became one giant streak of aluminum paint, and so I actually removed the paint and reprimed it, and I just took a white pencil and I just went in and try to get some things to pop, just like that. There's no decals either for the instruments, so at least when you look at it from a distance, it looks like there's something there. But otherwise, that's about what I could do. I did try a method where you take some white paint, really thin, and kind of put it on almost like a pen wash, but it just kind of ran everywhere because there's not a lot of raise. It's not raised enough to catch it. So anyway, so it's going to go in there like that, and I'll probably have the canopy closed because there's not a lot to see in this cockpit. And so, and I did this off camera too. I just added some harnesses for the seats, and all I literally do on that is I just take where'd it go? Find it here. Well, basically it's just Tamiya tape and aluminum foil and paint, and just glue it on there. So, not sure what happened to it. Probably fell. Anyway, now that'll dress it up a little bit, but I did a little dry brushing on the sides to show some wear. But again, it's because yeah, I don't really know what it does. So here's that. So that's going to go like that. That's going to fit pretty nice. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to get the seat in. I've also assembled the jet intake, and this is supposed to sit on top like this. Something like that, maybe. I think. Something like that. And then this is going to fit inside. That's going to fit inside like that.
So I'm going to be installing the front landing gear wheel bay and just doing a little test fitting. And once I figured out how it goes and it does fit really well, I'm going to use some Model Master liquid cement. It's a thicker setting glue. It takes a little bit longer to set, so once you get the fuselage halves joined together, if you need to kind of move things around, you still can. Once that's in, I'm also going to move on to putting in the jet intake and the cockpit tub, and get ready to join the fuselage halves. Okay, so what did we get accomplished? We got the cockpit parts all installed. The cockpit is done, painted, installed into the fuselage, and the fuselage halves are together. Also, this part here, this is the front landing gear bay. It goes inside there and all glues together. Also, it had you in this part build the main landing gear bays that go in the wings. We'll get that on the next video, but I did assemble that. So here we are, and I got the clamps and the tape off, and I'm really happy with it. It was a really good fit. I just have to basically clean up the seams where the glue kind of smashed out, and there are a few little gaps here, but in fact I think I can maybe squeeze that a little bit. But anyway, that's nothing that a little bit of water-based putty would take care of, and a little bit of sanding. Okay, so otherwise, if you can see down inside there, looks pretty good. Actually, the more I look at the white colored pencil and the effect I got on it, I'm pretty happy with that. You can really see the dials do that, pop out. So might actually use that method in the future. So I did make one mistake. So this part here, the intake, glues on to the bottom of the cockpit tub, and it all kind of fits as one piece in there. I did read some other builders on the internet, and as an aside, I haven't seen anybody build this kit on YouTube. So anyway, what I read is this part here could be a little bit of an issue. In fact, some people recommended just getting rid of these locator tabs, and then when you glue it in, position it correctly. I thought I had that correct, and I wasn't really paying much attention, but the front of the intake should be pretty much even with the very front of the nose. What I mean is, if you take a look there, it's not exactly flush, and when I put the nose piece on, you're going to see some gaps in there. So I'm not going to rip this thing apart just to move that a couple millimeters. So the way I can handle this is, one, acknowledge I screwed it up and just forget about it. I know it's there, but people aren't going to be coming to my house and grabbing my models and looking down at the front of the nose. Or I could, it's possible I can get some styrene card and just have to, put a couple pieces together. It's pretty wide gap in there. I can get some styrene card, glue a few sheets together, cut it, and just wrap, put it around there. Another way is simply you can add, put this on and then squeeze some putty in there, maybe even some Vallejo water-based putty, and basically just use the putty to make it flush. Sand it flush if I need to, or just simply use, if it's water-based, use some water to smooth it, to make it smooth where there isn't that gap inside. But if you have any ideas or what you think would be best, let me know in the comments. Okay, there we go. It's hard to see. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you would do. It's hard to see with a lack of light, but yeah, there's about, I don't know, maybe a 2 or 3 millimeter gap between, between the air intake, and basically it should be pulled forward a little bit and sits flush right here. So yeah, let me know what you would do or what you advise. Again, I could just forget about it, but it's there, it's going to bother me. So anywho, so I'm really happy the way this is turning out so far. Everything went together well. It was nice and nice and tight, and I'm not going to have a whole lot of filling to do on the seams. Just sand them smooth and move on. So next part, step 3, we're going to be building the wings, and step 4, attaching the horizontal stabilizers, a tail, putting the exhaust in, and attaching the wing assembly. Okay, and yeah, so moving right along, and I want to thank everybody for joining me. If you have not, I would appreciate you sub if you like my channel and like to see more model builds. Please do so. Take care, and stay tuned for part 2 coming up. We'll see you.